Shock and disgust in a Connecticut town after parents discovered their middle school kids are given an assignment asking about their sexual likes and dislikes. Erika Sanzi is the director of outreach for Parents Defending Education. She now joins us to discuss the latest crisis in the classroom. Welcome to the National Desk.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
As a parent, I can't even believe this, and we're not going to get into all the graphic details with the specifics, but essentially, the kids were given an assignment that used pizza toppings to show their sexual likes and dislikes. And when you first hear about this, Erika, you're thinking, what in the world? What is this all about? And what are you hearing from parents?
Yeah, so the reason we know about this story is that parents were very upset and felt like they were being ignored. So they reached out to us at Parents Defending Education to let us know what happened, and they sent us a copy of the assignment. And the assignment started out with a sentence that said, yes, pizza can be a metaphor for sex. And then it went on to explain that just like when friends have to agree on pizza toppings when they're sharing a pizza, that people need to agree on what they're willing to do and not do in terms of consent. And so they decided to have the students list their sexual likes and dislikes and then draw them on a pizza as pizza toppings. Now, again, these are 8th graders, and it's important to keep in mind, under 15% of 8th graders have had sex. So they're being asked very personal questions on a topic that many of them are totally inexperienced with and likely uncomfortable talking about in school.
Right, and I was looking at some of the questions, and these are questions, that would make an adult blush, quite frankly. The district's health and PE coordinator shared that there was an issue with the initial assignment and posted this online explanation. The correct version of the assignment is for students to work in small groups to craft a pizza with toppings. No behaviors associated with said toppings. That would make everyone happy, comfortable using nonverbal communication only. Students are then asked to reflect and discuss how thoughts or feelings can be confusing or misconstrued if we rely on nonverbal cues, communication alone, which I think is even more confusing when I read this, because I'm not really truly understanding what the purpose of this was. Perhaps they have an explanation. So did the school district or any other administrators offer any other additional explanations as to what the purpose and what the end goal and end game was of all this? And should other parents be concerned children in other school districts are being given similar lessons?
I mean, they're saying that the lesson was a lesson in consent, and I think we can all agree that consent is a topic that's important. Schools likely have a role to play in that. The problem is that what we have is a major quality control problem and also an ideology problem. So you have sort of these two things that come together that now lead to a captive audience of children, essentially, having to listen to hypersexual content and what some people actually feel like borders on grooming behavior. Now, I give the school district credit. They did apologize, but I think parents are feeling like these mistakes keep happening. And that's probably because, again, there's an ideology behind this. So oftentimes the people putting out the assignment don't really see the problem until it gets raised by parents who are really concerned and troubled.
Well, as a parent, what role should parents have in their child's education, especially when it comes to stuff like this? And how much influence should teachers have on this topic?
And again, that depends, right? I mean, a teacher could be highly skilled at discussing this. The problem is that what we're increasingly seeing is that people who are not at all skilled at this now have this captive audience of young children. The other question that you asked about parents and the role that they have, I mean, one thing people don't realize is that federal law guarantees that parents and the public can view and look at all instructional materials. But because school districts across the country are in such chronic violation of this federal law, we now see these curriculum transparency laws popping up. In this case, in Connecticut, parents wanted to go to the school board meeting and raise objections, but they were shut out of the meeting, which the board said was because of mask compliance issues. And so the parents took to YouTube to make videos to explain why this was so concerning. And, I tip my hat to those parents finding a way to be heard. But my advice to parents is make sure you know what's going on. And if a red flag is going off for you that something's not right, look further and dig deeper.
And of course, taxpayer dollars also means that they should have a say, as well as what some of these parents are saying. What is the website, or how can parents contact your organization should they have any concerns?
Yeah, we are here to support parents, and our website is defendinged.org. People can submit reports and tips to us. We can maintain total anonymity, and we often do because parents are often, afraid to speak out. But yeah, we are there with information just to help them, and also, provide advice, support, knowledge, etc. So please reach out if you need us.
Right, you guys are a catalyst because a lot of parents are afraid their children will then be a target if they are associated with a complaint. Erika, great to talk to you this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for this eye-opening report.